Hello. So one more video today. Last anti-coach video. This is something that just came up yesterday, a conversation I had with a parent who just loves and adores skating and takes every opportunity she can to go and see skating live and watches skating on TV. And she asked me last night if I had been to the recent Stars on Ice tour that was this week. And my response was no. No, never been to one, never planned to be to one. There's one or two that have happened where I've had numbers described to me in the aftermath that I wish I had seen, but I just have no interest in watching skating for the most part whatsoever. And I gave her 3 or 4 reasons why. But this is very anti-coached. Most coaches, a lot of coaches, the vast majority of coaches get into skating because they're passionate about skating, they love skating. I am not, really. Skating is not even in my top 5 favorite sports. It's something I'm very good at, but what I'm passionate about is interacting with children. Children are my second largest group of people that I relate to well. Animals are the first. About 95% of animals that I meet I interact extremely well with, and they love me, even if they're generally grouchy and nasty pets to others. And children, it's about 85%, 80-85% that relate super well to me and get along really well with me. Adults, we're talking closer to 30-35%. Most adults, at some point or another, I'll say or do something that they filter in a way that makes them disapprove of me, and then our relationship becomes strained and awkward from there. I think kids and animals have much less of an opportunity to understand me because they don't have any built-in filters of how they should be perceiving people's behavior, people's speech, people's attitudes around them. So they're much more forgiving and accepting of things that are different, that are outside their sphere of influence. Adults are not. Adults tend to be far more judgmental. And not just judgmental on things they disagree with, but judgmental on things they don't understand, they can't relate to, that are outside their sphere of regular frame of reference. So that's the first reason why I like teaching. The second reason I like teaching is because I just like teaching. I like teaching anyone, and it's not particularly skating that I like teaching. I used to do online games, and I would have people coming up to me constantly and asking for advice on how to improve the way they played their games. I've done the same in real life. I've had people who've come up to me and we've had long discussions where I've given them details and hints on how to improve their gaming prowess. And the same goes with, I golf with people and I play tennis with people, and I give them pointers on, I'm not by any means a golf or tennis expert, but being a coach and being someone who can analyze and relay information fairly easily and a fairly good understanding of biomechanics and physics and biology and all the other things that are kind of background effects of sport. I'm in a prime location to give instruction. I'm generally considered very, very good at giving instruction. Skating is kind of a separate thing. So the other reason I gave her is, in addition to skating not being my favorite activity in the world, I also just don't watch TV. If I have something specific I want to learn for skating, like double axles, and does the technique for a 20-year-old on a double axle differ from a 10-year-old, and then I'll go on YouTube and look up 10-year-old does double axle for first time or something like that, and pop up 10 videos and do a comparison. That's the kind of I'll watch skating for the purposes of research and knowledge and knowledge expansion and self-coaching and analysis and expanding my understanding of various movements and positions and techniques. But I won't watch skating for enjoyment on my own time. Now I have gone through a couple videos where I really enjoy watching my skaters perform good tests and perform well in competitions. That's kind of the highlight of my year. I am becoming more and more attached as I get older to the payoff at the end of all the hard work we do in practice. I don't make practices fun. A lot of my skaters do have fun in practice with me, but that's not really my intent. That's not really my purpose. That's not really my goal. My goal is to improve their skating and get them to the next competition, to the next test, to the next level of their skating. And if they're not having fun improving their skating, if they expect things to, if they expect it to be a song and dance or a performance or a circus, they're just with the wrong coach. And there are definitely kids that need to be convinced, need to have the enjoyment of skating filtered to them in a specific way in order to really develop their love of the sport. And I'm not really that great a filter as these videos should prove. Anyway, so the point being, I don't. The other thing is, I found occasionally that I would watch skating on TV and pick up choreography moves from them and rob them for my own solos. I prefer all my choreography to be completely original, completely new, completely different, and build on my choreography, my experiences, my past choreography, not simply clumsily incorporate other people's choreography at inappropriate levels, times, music, whatever, my solos. It's their choreography. They're the ones who developed it. They're the ones who understand it. And unconsciously, I don't want to have to pick up things, see something on TV, say that looks cool, and try to do it in a clumsier manner than them. That's their choreography. They can have it. The last reason why I don't watch skating on TV is that, and this should be fairly obvious based on most of my videos here, I am extremely analytical and critical, and it drives me nuts when I watch people on TV that I see dozens of problems with and terrible choreography, and they end up doing well in competition. It drives me nuts. It's very rare that I'm impressed or can enjoy a performance on TV without not only picking apart things they're doing wrong, but how exactly I would work to fix that, and how long it would take me, and what kind of exercises I would do to fix it, and why hasn't their coach fixed this? I see it. Why don't they see it? It's just it's a very frustrating and irritating experience to see these world-class skaters that I have dozens and dozens of problems with that other coaches and other skaters like, oh my god, they're so wonderful, they're so amazing, they're so perfect. No, they're not. No, they're not. And it's just it's a reminder that I operate on a different level than most people, in a different way than most people, and just can't really relate to things the same way other people do, especially skating related. Now, that being said, I guess it's a little bit like drugs, I think. I also don't want to be addicted to skating. I don't want to get numb to it. So the occasional time when I accidentally have skating on TV and I turn it on and I'll watch it for a while. And I'm generally, I wouldn't say I'm always impressed, but I'm generally fairly impressed. The last time I saw Ice Dance, and I haven't watched Ice Dance in years, I haven't watched it since CPC came in, and I watched it maybe 3 years ago, and ended up watching the entire event. It was friggin' awesome. It was so different from Ice Dance I remembered, and so much more interesting, and so much more lively, and so much more entertaining. Now, I haven't gone out of my way to watch it again, because again, I don't want to become numb to it. I don't want to consider it commonplace. I don't want to. It's not something I teach on a regular basis, so it's not something I need to know for my own coaching. And the next time I happen to watch it, I don't want to say, oh, it's the same old stuff. I don't want to become familiar enough with it that I start looking at it with too analytical an eye and stop being able to enjoy it. And as for single skating, I very rarely see single skaters that I like. I think the last skater I liked, it was Alexei Yagudin. Alexei Yagudin? Is that his name? I think so. Yagudin. And that was like 15, 20 years ago. There's been the odd thing that I liked from various skaters here and there, but there's very few skaters I've seen in the last 40 years that I've really enjoyed everything they do top to bottom. A lot of them have glaring weaknesses in one aspect of their skating that just nag me, irritate me, upset me. So, again, that makes me a little bit of an anti-coach, because most coaches are more than happy to watch skating and see skating and enjoy skating, and I am not only uninterested in doing that, most of the time I'm incapable of doing that for the reasons described. you know, if I watch skating, and I love going to events, big events. Junior Nationals was great. Nationals was great. Challenge, because I get to not only see my skater and how they stack up to people against their events, but I get to watch other events and get some idea of where they're going, where they should be, what has to be done to get them there. But I watch it from a completely coaching perspective, an analytical perspective, not from an enjoyment perspective. And that's not to say that enjoyment won't creep in now and then, but I'm not going to go and actively seek out skating for enjoyment. If I want to watch things for enjoyment, I'll watch one of the 4 or 5 top sports I enjoy watching: baseball, golf, or I'll play a video game. Or I'll go to YouTube and specifically look up clips that I want to see. So, anti-coach statement number 3.